Hey everybody, Nick Espinosa, your Chief Security Fanatic here, and today we got to talk about Google Chrome because you need to stop using it and migrate somewhere else. Now, here's what's going on, and there's a couple of writers that are talking about this, but I thought there was a really good write-up in Ars Technica from Ron Amadeo, and so I'm cribbing from him, but I've got my own thoughts and notes on this. And here's what's going on. If you didn't know essentially where Google is going with Chrome, the web browser, the most popular and largest web browser on the planet, their invasive new ad platform, which is insanely called Privacy Sandbox, which it is anything but, as we're about to discuss, has now had a widespread rollout in Chrome updates as of yesterday, September 7th, 2023. Now, the feature tracks web pages you visit and basically generates a list of advertising topics that it will share with web pages whenever they ask, and it's built directly into your Chrome browser. Now, it's previously been called FLoC or FLOC, and then they rebranded it Topics API, and despite a ton of opposition from absolutely everybody that is plugged into this, myself included, except obviously the advertisers of the world love it, Google owns Chrome and is one of the world's biggest advertising companies, so they pretty much just ram this down the throats of everybody, and it is now in production. Google appears to understand that this is not going to be a popular decision as the word gets out, and here I am ringing that bell. So, unlike the front page Google blog post that the redesign of this got, the big ad platform launch announcement was tucked away in PrivacySandbox.com's webpage. And so Google said, hey, look at the shiny new Chrome, and it's slick, it's more updated, all these kinds of things. Oh, and by the way, you can go over there and learn about the actual stuff that we're doing with this beyond all the nice bells and whistles. Now, the blog post says that the ad platform is hitting general availability on September 7th, meaning that it's been rolled out to most Chrome users already. As you've been updating your Chrome browser, you've been integrating this technology in there until they turn it live. Now, this has been a long time coming, as we will talk about, with the APIs rolling out about a month ago, like the final version, and a million incremental steps in the beta and development processes and all of that, but it looks like it's finally done and going live as of September 7th. Now, users will see a pop-up when they start Chrome, and if you don't see it, you will see it soon, informing them that a quote-unquote ad privacy feature has been rolled out and enabled. Just straight up enabled, no opt-in. Now, a pop-up has been hitting users all week, and basically, if you look at the pop-up, all of Google's documentation about this feature feels like it was written, according to the author, on opposite day, with Google calling the browser-based advertising platform, quote, a significant step on the path towards a fundamentally more private web, end quote. Now, the argument here is that someday, not now, but someday, Google promises to turn off third-party tracking cookies in Chrome, and the new ad platform, which has some limitations, is better than the free-for-all that third-party cookies are. But here's the thing. Chrome is basically the only one that is really still using cookies. If you look at Apple's products, like Safari, Firefox, for example, they've been blocking third-party cookies for years, and they're not going to be implementing this new advertising system. It's only Chromium-based browsers that still allow them. So Google's Chrome obviously built on Chromium. So here's the thing. You might love Chrome. You might be using Chrome. It's the biggest platform in the world. But if you want to experience all of basically Chrome has to offer without all the big brother ad tracking junk from Google, there are actually alternatives that are based on Chromium. So, for example, check out the Brave browser. It looks like a little red and white shield with a lion's face on it. At least it looks like an lion to me. They've actually been blocking iterations of FLoC and Topics API since at least April of 2021, when Google really started experimenting with this. Brave also strips out cookies, trackers, all that kind of stuff, and it basically works with a lot of the different Chrome plugins. It has the Chrome feel and all that kind of stuff, and the development of it has been kept up rather well. Brave is a privacy-based browser, so if you don't want to move to Firefox, which obviously is a very valid alternative, or if you're on Apple and Safari and all of that, but you want the Chrome experience without all of Google's stuff, check out Brave. There are options out there, but if you're using Chrome right now, understand just the level of tracking and data mining that goes on in that platform. I have previously, over the years, literal years, back from like 2016, 2017, 2018, etc., talked about some of the issues with Chrome. So, for example, A few years back, they could, if they wanted to, basically flip a switch in your Chrome browser and turn on things like microphones and cameras that are integrated or allowed essentially to communicate. So you open that browser-based Zoom or Teams or whatever you're using, and it's plugging into your camera and microphone. They could have been doing the same thing, and we've talked about that on this, radio show / podcast / video, whichever way you're listening or watching to this, in multiple ways. And so I think that this is something that a lot of people just don't understand. And so I would highly recommend getting off Chrome. It's time to basically stop this. And I would love to see, another browser, even if it's a Chromium-based browser, absolutely take them over, but they're the dominant player right now, followed by Firefox and Safari and Brave and everybody else. But you don't have to be in that data mining system that Google is. They make their money data mining you. And remember, if it's free to you, you're the product. And so there you go. So go get yourself a better browser. I recommend Brave, but feel free to go to Firefox or anything else that is stripping those cookies and is not in this new advertising system, because the last thing you want to do is be tracked even more than you already are. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, where you're going to be tracked no matter what you do. If you've got a user, same with YouTube, but at least you don't have to be tracked with your browser as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.